To keep yourself updated, subscribe to Indigolearn and click the bell icon and download our app OneFin to start learning on the go.
Hello my dear students, welcome to Indigolearn. Friends, I am sure you guys have written your exam really well in May 23 with respect to the taxation paper. So Shiva Teja is here in front of you guys to discuss about, have a short review about the May 23 tax paper with respect to GST, so that we get a clarity of thought on the questions which have come in the exam, on which you guys have written fantastically in the exam. Friends, one point is very clear. If you guys are writing your group 2 exams, don't watch this video now. Watch out this video after exams are over. And if you have just written only group 1, you can watch out this video to just get a clarity of thought on the questions which have come in the exam. So let's have a short round of understanding and short discussion on the paper which has come out in the exam, guys. Let's see that. Friends, with respect to section B GST, let's see what has come in the examination. The first question, as usual, as expected, where a question keeps coming in the exam generally from setting off of input liability and finding out the tax liability, where they talk about adjustment of input tax credit with the output tax. See the question, guys. Geno Enterprises, a partnership firm, is a regular taxable person registered in Guwahati, Assam, and is engaged in supply of AC and its accessories as well as AC repairing services. Very good. Details of their various activities for the month of October 2022. Which month, my dear friends? October 2022 is as follows. Intra-state supply of AC to customers in Assam. Freight is separately charged in the invoice for delivery of goods at customer's doorstep. This is as good as a composite supply. And we all know very clearly that composite supply is that supply where they are naturally bundled and the rate, they are taxable at the rate of principal supply. And principal supply is nothing but AC only. And what is the tax rate for AC? Let's proceed. And the tax rate for AC is how much, my dear friends? 6 and straight away 12%. So on this, we will charge 6% CGST, 6% SGST. Same story will apply for goods also, even as for freight charges. Next, intrastate supply of repairing services, wherein apart from charging service charges, cost of parts or spares provided to customers is also charged, and the consideration for the same is separately mentioned in the invoices. In fact, there is a CBIC clarification for this, which we discussed in case of servicing, repairing, where the value of the goods is separately mentioned in the invoice. They are chargeable at the respective rates separately. So if you see very clearly here, there is services 9%, 18%, and for parts and accessories it is 6%. So in this case, for services we will charge 9%. But for parts or spares, we will charge 6%, because when the value is mentioned separately in the invoice, we will charge it at respective rates. Because in the question only they gave for parts and accessories, it is 6%. Next point, in order to enhance their sales and to clear the stock of old models of AC, Geno Enterprise made a combo offer. They created one combo offer to the customer, wherein if customer purchases an AC along with the stabilizer, the same is offered at a combo price of 20,000 as against the original price of 30,000, 22,000 for AC, 8,000 for stabilizer if these are purchased separately. So those two are separately available, but Geno Enterprises has made a combo offer. This is nothing but mixed supply, my dear friends. Mixed supply is a case where two or more supplies are supplied in conjunction with each other and they are not naturally bundled. And mixed supply is taxable at highest rate. In the question, if you see, my dear friends, what is the tax rate for AC? Tax rate for AC is 12% and tax rate for stabilizer is 18%. And this is a case of mixed supply. So there will charge directly 18%. Because mixed supply is taxable at highest rate. Next, they purchased business class air tickets for intrastate travel from Guwahati Airport, Assam to Dibrugarh Airport, Assam for its executive employees relating to business of the concern. And basic airfare was 40,000 and airline charge GST at 2.5%. Happily take input tax credit. So there is an output tax, there is input tax credit. and all figures mentioned above are exclusive of taxes. Very good. And in respect of few of the invoices relating to financial year 21-22, observe carefully, they are talking about 21-22 involving ITC of CGST 20,000, SGST 20,000, IGST 80,000 was not taken earlier, and Geno Enterprise wants to avail credit in respect of invoices in the current month. And which is the current month? The current month going on is October 22. And what they are telling, my dear friends, 21-22, there is some credit which they have missed out and they want to claim it now. And we know the latest amendment made by Finance Act 2022, where the time limit to take the credit is extended to 30th November following the end of financial year. As per section 16 subsection 4, the maximum time limit to claim input tax credit is 30th November following the end of financial year or date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. So in this particular case, there is time till 30th November. So for that reason, my dear friends, he can happily take input tax credits. There is no problem. That's it. Such a simple, interesting question where they asked about minimum GST payable. You have to calculate output tax, set off your credit and find out the net GST payable, which came in exam for 8 marks. In the question, there is a composite supply, there is a mixed supply, and there is bifurcation between goods and services. And ITC point of view, there are 2 ITCs. One is with respect to the air tickets, second is with respect to the credit of the previous financial year, the latest amendment. That's it. A simple question came in exam for 8 marks. Very, very scoring. Next question. Jayesh, a registered supplier of Mumbai, received the following amounts in respect of various activities undertaken by him. And what is it they are asking? All the amounts given above are exclusive of GST. And aggregate turnover in previous year was 42 lakh. You are required to compute gross value of supply on which GST is to be paid by Mr. Jayesh. Get back to the question, guys. 6 marks question in the examination. Commission received as a recovery agent from NBFC. When commission is received as recovery agent, this is taxable under RCM and NBFC only will pay the tax. So this is not included in the hands of Jayesh. Actionable claims received from normal business debtors. This is covered in Schedule 3, my dear friends. It is neither regarded as supply of goods nor regarded as supply of services. So there is no question of GST on this. Third bit, amount received from ABC Limited for performance of classical dance in one program. This is definitely taxable because it is more than 1,50,000. So on this, Jayesh is required to pay tax. So next point in this question, friends, business assets, old computers given to a friend free of cost. That means there is no consideration, and we know that no consideration concept is given in Schedule 1. Permanent transfer or disposal of business assets on which ITC is claimed, and the market value was 51,000. But the problem in the question is no ITC has been availed on such computer. What will happen, my dear friends? If no ITC is availed, it will not be taxable. I am sure you would have struck this point in the exam, friends. Next point. Consideration received for 1 month rent from a registered individual person for renting of residential dwelling for use as residence. This is also taxable under RCM, latest amendment. So many points have come from the amendments in the examination, where we discussed during our sessions, where we discussed that renting of a residential dwelling for use as a residence is actually exempt. But the latest amendment is renting of a residential dwelling for use as a residence to a registered person. And moreover, the point is renting of a residential dwelling to a registered person is taxable under RCM. We know this point, my dear friends? Exactly. Next. Details of input services. Next point you see. Paid to unregistered GTA for various consignments of transportation of goods by road. When it is paid to unregistered but it is GTA, this is taxable under RCM. And bracket they gave, each individual consignment in single carriage was of less than 1,500. Once upon a time this exemption was there, but this exemption has been removed by way of an amendment which is brought in the law. So this is the story of this. Sixth question, A bit, which came in exam for 6 marks. An interesting scoring question, friends. Next bit. Again on amendments, so many questions came on amendments in the exam this time. Shyam Das was admitted to Suraksha Hospital in Mumbai for 2 days in relation to diagnosis of removal of stones from his kidney. For the said services, hospital charge the following. We discussed the latest amendment. In case of room rent charged by the hospital, if it is more than 5,000 per day, it is taxable. But no tax even though more than 5,000 in case of ICU, ICCU, NICU, there is exemption even though it is more than 5,000. But here you see, room rent 7,000 per day, it becomes taxable. OT charges, that is exempt. Doctor consultation charges, this is exempt. There is a clarification given by CBIC. Other services, what is that service? There is no proper clarity in the question, so we'll treat it as taxable. If it is related to healthcare service, it will be exempt. But they just told other services. What is that? There is no proper clarity in the question. That is the story of this question, came in exam for 4 marks. A simple question, friends. Next, 7th question, A bit. Manik provides the following information regarding his tax and other liabilities as per liability register. Manik wants to clear his liability of demand notice first. How can you do that? Discuss provisions of order of discharge of liability under CGST Act and advice to Manik. There is always a order of discharge of liability where they told in the law tax and other dues pertaining to previous tax periods. After that, tax and other dues pertaining to the current tax period. Then only the demands under 73, 74 are to be cleared. So first, clear the May dues, then clear June dues, then only the liability out of demand notice is required to be cleared. A simple question. Next question. 7th question, B bit. Sumit is a registered dealer in the state of Punjab. In the month of May, he decides to apply for QRMP. Very good. As he wants to switch to QRMP scheme, he has not filed his returns for the month of May and June. Please guide to Sumit regarding the following. Condition and restrictions of QRMP scheme, manner of exercising QRMP scheme. We know that in order to exercise for QRMP, we have to exercise when, my dear friends? Between the first day of the second month of the preceding quarter till last day of the first month of the current quarter, we have time for exercising for QRMP. And we all know the story of how to exercise online. We have an option for exercising for QRMP scheme. And if we go for QRMP first and second month, we will only file IFF invoice furnishing facility. But after third month, we will file GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. This is all clarity we have got, my dear friends. Next point. When goods are transferred by principal to job worker, there is no need to issue e-way bill. Comment on validity of the statement. This is a false statement. We need to keep in mind that when goods are sent by principal to job worker, e-way bill is mandatory required to be issued if the consignment value is more than 50,000. However, if the job worker is in different state, if principal is sending goods to job worker in different state, e-way bill is mandatory even though consignment value does not exceed 50,000. These points you write, you will get your marks. Finally, the last question, question number 8, my dear friends, where they asked who are not eligible to opt for composition scheme for goods. We know that person engaged in intrastate taxable supply of goods, person dealing in exempt supply, person supplying goods through e-commerce operator and manufacturer of that notified goods, pan masala, tobacco substitutes, ice cream, edible ice, fly ash, bricks of fossil meals. So these all cases, he can't go for building bricks, earthen roofing tiles, these manufacturer. So these goods persons cannot go for composition scheme. That points if you have written, you will definitely get your marks. Next. GTA service provided to unregistered person, including unregistered CTP, are exempt from GST by virtue of entry number 21A of GST laws. Discuss validity of this statement. This statement is not totally valid. GTA service is exempt only if it is provided to an unregistered individual. But if it is given to a partnership firm, companies, cooperative society, in all that cases, it is taxable, that too taxable under RCM. That point, if you write properly, you will get your marks. On second option, what they gave is, list any 5 cases. This was very, very easy. Specified under Schedule 3, which are neither regarded as supply of goods nor regarded as supply of service. and moreover they told detailed explanation is not required. What is the points we have? Service by employee to employer in the course of employment, service by court or tribunal established under any law for time being in force, service by MPs, MLAs, public servant, funeral, burial, crematorium, mortuary, including transportation of deceased, sale of land and building except construction services, then actionable claims other than betting, gambling, lottery. Write any 5 points, you will get your marks. Very, very easy question. This was a kind of a biscuit or a sweet which is directly given to the student. And the last question what they asked is Rule 86A, direct question they asked. Provides that in certain specified cases, commissioner on the basis of reasonable belief may not allow debit of an amount equal to such credit in credit ledger. What are the grounds given by CBIC where belief is based on? And moreover, if you write points related to 16.2, you will get your marks. Something like he has availed credit without tax paying document. He has availed credit even though goods have been received, even though goods have not been received. Or he has availed credit even though supplier did not pay tax to the government. Or he has availed credit even though he has not filed the return. Or a case where credit is availed even though goods are not received. Or credit is availed, goods are received but there is no tax invoice. Or he is not conducting business from declared place of business. In all these cases, commissioner has got power to disallow credit from electronic credit ledger. Overall, this paper has been a comfortable paper to score the marks. And I'm sure you guys have wrote really well in the examination. So with this, I will complete our short review on the paper of May 2023 related to taxation, even more specifically related to GST. I wish you all the very best, my dear friends. Wish you all success, and I wholeheartedly wish that everybody will come out with flying colors. Thank you so much. All the very best. Take care. Signing off, Shiva Teja from Indigolearn. Thank you.